Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. It's time for a movie review. Today we're talking about 2017's Split. That's right everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. Time for a movie review. You know, we got Glass coming out this week. We've already talked about Unbreakable this week. Now we're going to be talking about the middle part of the trilogy, Split. This is the movie that revealed at the end that there was actually going to be a tie-in to Unbreakable and a third film. Super excited to talk about this film. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is
Jelani Bullard.
This is
Brooks.
The Magnificent He Is, and magnificent you are for checking out this video and joining us over at the PCP Army on Facebook. If you haven't joined already, you definitely need to. But let's get right into it. Split. Jelani saw this movie when it first released 2 years ago in January 2017. Me and Brooks had never seen this movie until last night. I loved this movie. It was so good. When I did the rewatch of Unbreakable, and I'm like, So let me back up. Let's rewind how far back in time. So, that's a Warren G lyric. Anyway, so when the movie first came out and the big reveal at the end that in fact it's in the same universe and world, cinematic universe as Unbreakable, I already knew that, right? That got spoiled back then. We already knew it. We knew Glass was coming. So I had never seen Split, but I had seen the trailers, and I had seen the trailers for Glass. And so I was really excited to see this movie. I didn't watch this movie when it originally came out because I, after The Happening, gave up on M. Night Shyamalan. Absolutely.
Well, you should.
But people told me this one was good. I always meant to get to it. So this Glass coming out has given me the perfect opportunity to watch this movie for the first time, Jelani. And I loved it. I thought it was amazing. James McAvoy, brilliant. Amazing. No dopey-faced kid. Everybody in this movie is
James
amazing.
McAvoy kind of played the dopey.
He does. He does
dopey-faced
kind of play
kid.
Hedwig, yeah. I love this film, though. I thought it was great. A great pace to it. Great suspense. M. Night Shyamalan, it's one of his best films. I mean, this is right there with Sixth Sense for me. I thought this movie was great. A really nice psychological exploration on multiple personalities and that kind of thing, but also just like the idea of human potential, like we were talking about in Unbreakable. This movie's also about human potential, and that's what the psychiatrist is trying to figure out and why it's such a big deal. He physically changes with his personalities, and when the beast shows up, oh my goodness, it's amazing. I love this film. I'm so glad that I finally watched it. So glad. Even 2 years of hype into it, I loved the hell out of this film. Jelani, what do you think about Split? Man, yeah.
Bro, Split is fantastic. The fact that James McAvoy could pull off so many characters in one movie. Just his nuances for each one. And it was like he had 20 personalities inside of his body. And they called it 23. And they called it the Horde.
Yeah.
And that's such just an epic name to call him. And it was just the Horde. But when I first saw this movie, now I'd already been hyped up for it because the movie had come out much earlier, and a lot of people were just like, "Go watch this movie."
Yeah, it came out like in September of 2016 at a film festival or something, and there was a bunch of hype.
But tons of hype. People were talking about this movie like crazy, and I was like, "But it's M. Night Shyamalan." And
yeah,
he did the crapping.
He did The Village.
He did. Oh god,
he did the crapping.
He did Last Airbender.
He
killed all of us. Well, Science is okay in parts. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, he did all those. But the fact that Split was being talked about so well by critics and audiences alike to begin with, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch this. Because I mean, I want to see a good M. Night Shyamalan movie again. I know he has the potential to make them. So he made this film where it's just this guy who kidnaps 3 girls out of just nowhere, and he wants them to be sacred food for the beast, which is one of his many personalities. And the build up for it, you can't really see what's happening or where it's going, because once again, it feels like Unbreakable, and even Sixth Sense for that matter.
It's like an unseen war going on in this guy between his personality. Yeah. Like there's like these 2 personalities that are like staging a coup to like take over from the head dude.
Patricia and
Dennis. Yeah.
So like they're trying to overthrow Barry and like do it without anybody noticing.
Right.
Until it's
He
too
has
late.
so many characters. Like he is trapped in a body Well, all these people are trapped in his body. Basically, he has dissociative identity disorder. And those 23 personalities are all trying to fight for the light. And one of the characters that he has inside of him is Hedwig. Hedwig's a 9-year-old kid, and he owns the light. He can take the light at any time. He doesn't. Apparently,
he can dance.
He can dance. Oh yeah, he can throw down. But his character is so unique. You know,
reminded me of hanging out with this guy back in the day.
So, yeah,
he's like, come over to my house and watch me dance.
Yeah, he was getting it though.
I don't remember y'all complaining.
Yeah, the moves.
Well, your dancing was pretty good.
Yeah,
it still is.
But so far so good. It just had so many. Patricia, the character of Patricia, is so
he's great.
Proper, yeah. And he plays it so well. And Dennis is this psychopath that's basically trying to pretend to be Barry, which is apparently the lead personality
outside of I guess Kevin.
Like, Kevin's the original.
Barry's like the fashionista.
Barry's the fashionista, but he's the one looks like he's in charge. He's the one that has the most about what he is, but we don't ever really meet Barry for real.
Let me ask you a question.
So it's good that all these characters that James McAvoy put together, to make one cohesive.
And he does it all. They have conversations with each other and stuff.
Seamless.
So like,
go ahead.
Me and Brooks, when we watch this movie, we already know that he's got all these different personalities. We already know that some of them have abilities and things like that. How did it feel to watch this movie and not know that? To like, because as these young women that have been kidnapped find out slowly throughout the first act of this film that this dude's crazy. Like, was that a ride you took along with them?
It was a ride I took along with them because I had no idea. I had no idea what the beast was. Like, they mentioned the beast in the trailer, and they said, oh, it's going to be this scary thing, but I thought it was just going to be some psychopath. You know, I'm going to be some crazy guy, and I'm a crazy guy that kidnaps people, and we're going to see how this turns out and see what the Shyamalan twist is going to be, you know. But then the twist turns out to be, you know, what it is, and then you're like, oh, crap! Like, I was genuinely in the theater, I was genuinely scared. Like, I didn't know what was coming. And they explained it. They told me straight up. Like Dennis tells you, Patricia tells you, Hedwig tells you, something is coming. And it's going to hurt you all.
It's going to climb on walls.
It's going to climb on walls.
It's going to be muscular.
It's for real. It does not come to play. So, yeah, when I first saw it, I didn't expect it.
Brooks,
I didn't.
You watched this last night for the first time.
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think about it?
I liked it a lot. It was very entertaining. And, you know, for a movie that's, you know, it doesn't have really a whole lot of action, which is like, you know, my usual fare is action movies, but this one, I could still really enjoy this one. You know, the performance is really good, the story was really good. Like, it was good.
It was good. What's the name of the lady that plays the psychiatrist?
It's Betty, I've got to remember her name again. Betty Bradley.
Betty Bradley is amazing in this movie. Yeah. I think she's a great performer who really adds this element of not just exposition, but
heart. She kind of reminds me of Dr. Loomis from the Halloween.
Yes.
That's what she
is. Yes. 100%.
Betty Buckley.
Explain that.
Yeah, because, you know, she's been, you know, working with this guy, and she's finally got him, you know, she's got him figured out. You know, she knows everything about him.
She can even tell that that's not Barry.
Yeah. It's like she knows what he's about.
What an intense scene! Because I thought
even
in
death, she leaves breadcrumbs to, you know, lead to his defeat.
Yeah. And even then, like, she knows how to talk to Dennis, even though she's never really met him. She knows how to, like, kind of like the way she's like, I know that you were what was needed. She's amazing. Every scene she's in,
all the personalities have a lot of respect for her too.
Every single moment in this movie with her and McAvoy, I thought he was about to kill her. I was like so worried the entire movie. He's gonna kill her. And then he killed her. He like totally about to
It's strange. He hugs her to death too.
Oh man, I know, right? And like that means something, but like that really, it's a painful scene to watch.
That's a horrible way to die too.
What do you think about her in the movie?
I loved her. Like, she's an exposition dump. in one part, the part where she explains the dissociative.
She even explains the theme of the movie.
Yeah, perfectly, but it's a little ham-fisted for that part. I liked her a lot, though. I like how she understood it. How I got it was, and this is going to be an odd analogy, but it goes to Star Trek, the original series. When Kirk and McCoy and Spock are there, everyone knows who they are. They basically have the same mannerisms. They know exactly who they are. The last episode of Star Trek, where Kirk is possessed by a woman, and she forgot what happened, the circumstances to it. But the second he came back on the ship, they were like, "Nah, bruh, something's wrong. Something's wrong. This isn't Kirk." And that's kind of how I felt, how she, noticed him, immediately. Because you can get, you know people. You know their mannerisms. You know how they're going to be.
He's probably trying too hard.
He's trying too hard to be who he's trying to be. Yeah, like he walked through that trash. And she
picked up on the little things like him fixing the candy jar.
He's fixing things. Yeah, he had OCD. So, in each personality has OCD. There's a personality that has diabetes. Yeah. There's personalities that do everything. It's just history buffs. It's a huge history buff. James McAvoy plays this so well. He does.
Before we get to McAvoy, though, so the three young women that are kidnapped in this film, the main one, the one that makes it through,
Anya Taylor-Joy.
She's amazing in this film. Awesome. What do you think about her character, Brooks?
I thought she did really well. And, I like how it was hinted at, what her deal was from the beginning. Because, from the first part, she's the one who kind of...
She's the one that's
she has experience.
Pee on yourself.
It's she's giving advice, don't try to fight him, do this, do that. She's kind of... It's you should have known that she had some kind of... And, it was hinted at, the other girl says, she tried to run away from home.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
because you find out that she's
got
been
some kind of problem.
And you find out she's been molested by her uncle.
But they subtly hint at it. Because when I first watched the movie, I had no clue why they were showing these flashbacks. Not at all.
Yeah.
Because they were showing these flashbacks, and I'm like, why the crap is this little girl with these guys? Is something going to happen? Of course something's going to happen, but I don't know what. And then you find out the guy's doing the animal thing. And that guy's in the orange is in the new black. I forgot what he's called, but he's a butt crack in that movie too.
The uncle?
Show too. Yeah, the uncle.
Was that the guy from Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
Yeah. No, that's not him. It looks like him.
It looks like
him. But I don't. That's not
the guy that played his buddy.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking
like
about.
him.
Yeah, it looked like him, but that's not him.
Okay.
I can't remember his name right now. But the other guy was in House of Cards. The dad was in House of Cards. But
the one thing I would wish that there was a resolution on that for her. I wish that I was almost anticipating at the end that she was about to go and kill her uncle now.
Yeah, well, I thought,
but maybe that's
the police. I thought she was telling the police officer.
I think either one of those things is implied. Though.
Yeah, it's very implied.
That she has now conquered the monster. She's now conquered the demon. She realizes, and what a great ending at the end where he goes, "You are broken. Rejoice."
I thought she was I thought the twist was going to be that she, the three girls were actually just her.
You were serious when you said that?
Yeah, I thought that the other two were going to end up being just different personalities or whatever.
And there's actually 23 people kidnapped.
Yeah. But I thought it was going to be Identity too in some form. Like the movie Identity.
Yeah.
But it looked like she was leaving one hell and going back to another. Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like to me. Because I was like, it's implied. I mean, you can look at the way she's saved in so many different ways. She looks at the police officer and she has that knowing look she doesn't want to go back.
Well, I think
and the police officer understands.
I think she's going to kill him.
But I thought she was walking from one hell into another.
I thought she was about to blow him away that moment a little girl picked up that gun in that flashback.
Really?
I really
She should have. She really should have.
But I like how...
But she's a great character.
This movie,
his whole thing was he fixed her, from his perspective, she was weak. She didn't have real pain, but then you find out, yes, she did.
She did have pain.
So then, she's not.
She had so many shirts on.
And it also shows you, if you notice, and that's exactly it, she has so many shirts on. Look at the difference in her character and her two friends.
Right.
And
they had not gone through suffering.
Yes.
They had not suffered. And that's what the Beast was trying to impart. because he wanted to eat sacred food. And he'd been chasing the other, it had been implied by Hedwig that he had been chasing these girls for like 2 days. So he knew their patterns. He didn't know that there would be a third girl, but he knew that he was going to take the girl anyway, because, I mean, he's assuming Dennis did the kidnapping, but he was assuming that all 3 girls were pretty much the same thing. Yeah. They're all just these vapid little high school girls, giggly girls with no issues.
So to get to that scene at the end there, when Rejoice, James McAvoy, it would be easy to convince me that he was the part of triplets and other people were like in that scene when he's twisting that metal bar and he's just smiling like, Rejoice! He doesn't even look like him.
No, it doesn't.
When he's his face like stretched,
Yeah.
More than it should, like,
oh my goodness.
The blood was coming through his teeth.
Like, this is Academy Award winning level performance to me, man.
He was crushing.
Screw that dopey kid from The Sixth Sense. It should totally be James McAvoy. Right? What do you think about
was dopey too?
What do you think about McAvoy in this movie, man?
Oh, he did great. It was great.
Why was it so great? What about it?
He has a lot to do in this movie,
Yes, he does.
A lot of different parts to play. Like at the end, he's like they even list like all the different personalities under him.
And he doesn't even just act differently. He is physically different in each of these roles.
When he's the kid, he's kind of
hunched
over, like
he does a great job. Oh yeah,
etc.
When he's Patricia, that's one of my favorite personalities. Yeah. That's one of the most.
I like Patricia.
That's one of the most scary personalities to me.
Patricia,
yeah, man. She's the ringleader.
She is the ringleader. She's running the show. Scary.
And when she first shows up, like you think that she's going to be like a calming thing.
I thought it was going to be a woman. Like you see a woman talking to another person, or you see it because you only see legs at the door wearing a dress, and the girls are looking through this crack, and you don't know. Like, of course I knew, but I was like, you don't really know.
But what I'm saying is, like, when she shows up, you think that she's going to be like this force that's going to help them,
right?
But no, not at all. What do you think about James McAvoy in this film, man?
Bruh, man, there's so many parts to James McAvoy in this movie.
Yes.
Like he captures every character the way it was intended. Like, I see them as other people. Like, he plays these characters so well to the point where like you say, Patricia is menacing, but she's
not like
nice.
He's just doing a voice.
Yeah. Dennis is psychotic.
Or an accent.
And he gets that, right. And
he's
it's
like
different
method
accent.
acting.
He's method acting through all the people. Hedwig is...
and without the benefit of makeup and wigs.
Yeah.
Like, he's pulling...
He's bald-headed, shaved, pulling off, like, women and people that look like they might have kids, that might have hair.
Like, literally, the Beast.
He is killing
when
it.
He's the Beast.
When he's the Beast,
I think they used a little bit of makeup, maybe a little bit of CG for some of the veiny things or whatever. But, dude... all that intensity, all that, like, bulginess, like, and even the shape that he's in.
He is huge in shape.
Oh, my goodness. And then he's gotten bigger for Glass.
Yeah.
Coming out this week. I mean, I'm really pumped to see.
I want to see this movie.
I feel like we haven't even seen an nth of the Beast yet. And I'm really pumped to see more of the Beast.
We are gushing over this film because James McAvoy is, like, he is stellar. I don't know if I can talk about him more.
Yeah, I know.
Film for real.
Yeah, for real. I mean, like, he's in movies that are good, like, and he's good in those movies. Like, he's good in Wanted. He's good in it as Xavier.
Yeah.
He's good in a lot of these movies, but man, this is levels above that. This is like something.
He was crushing it.
He's throwing everything into it.
Something about this.
What's your favorite personality? For me, it's Patricia. That to me is very threatening, very scary.
It's Hedwig, etc.
Okay, etc.
I love him because it's his. I kind of guessed that this is his first manifestation, and that's the first one that he actually gravitates to, and he can hold the light at any time, and he's innocent, but at the same time,
and he can dance.
He throws down. Dennis is my least favorite. Well, no, he's not. Dennis is not my least favorite. My least favorite would be probably the
historian guy?
No, it would be the historian shot was pretty weak. It was the one in the video. Oh, it was Barry. because Barry should have taken more control.
Okay.
Barry was the.
Barry's the one that's sending the emails.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of neat.
But Barry was just too much.
Yeah.
He was not doing enough.
Favorite personality?
I like Dennis the best, I think.
Okay.
He was, he was the main driving force, I think. Like, because Patricia seemed more like the planner.
He's the muscle.
He's the muscle.
Yeah, he's the guy who goes out and does it.
And here's the thing: James McAvoy is British, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, only one
Scottish.
of these persons. Okay.
Well.
Okay. Yeah, not British, Scottish. All right. Oh, like, yeah, none of that is like comes across in this. The majority of everything he's using is an American accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even very particularly a New York accent. Or a very proper British accent.
He goes off.
Yeah, really cool stuff, man. I really thought he was amazing in this film.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So the twist. The twist is, to me, is completely unnecessary. And the twist being that this takes place in the world of Unbreakable, setting up the idea for a sequel to both Unbreakable and Split, tying it all together. That's super cool, completely unnecessary. What do you think? Like, this movie could have stood completely on its own.
It could have stood on its own.
Didn't need it.
But, like, you get the superhero aspect of what it was. And you need Bruce Willis to fight the Beast.
And I want to see it. There's a part in so in the movie, throughout it, all the Horde, they're telling each other, like, will they finally know that we exist? And the entire time you're thinking, they're talking about them, the Horde, the personalities. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. I think they're talking about people like us.
Like him.
And the idea of, we were talking about Unbreakable a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. The movie was about a man not being able to find his purpose because he's not living to his potential. Well, what happens when you flip that and this person knows their potential and they want to live up to it, but bad things are going to happen if they do, right? You get what I'm saying? Kind of like flipping that a little bit on
it is a little flip.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think about, what themes resonate in this movie to you? And overall, what do you think?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, people, sometimes one man's disability is another man's, advantage, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's like most people would think, having all 23 different personalities would, like, interfere with your ability to, enjoy life. But, if you can do it, like, he's kind of been able to, it gives you more power in a way.
One thing I really like, too, in the movie is that the psychiatrist tells what's her name, and I think that all the themes are paralleled between Kevin and, I can't remember the character's name right now, but the main kidnapped woman, right? The one that survives.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, their themes are parallel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I really think that's cool.
His mother abused him.
And there's so much in there. Like, M. Night Shyamalan knows his psychology.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His dad left him to an abusive mother, and he left on a train, so the Beast has to come from a train.
Right.
And things like that. How does that train factor in to the train at the beginning of Unbreakable? Maybe not too much, but thematically it's there for a reason.
And they're in Philly. Which,
yes, right?
Philadelphia is the same, yeah.
Do you think the ending, the twist at the end, the connection needs to happen? Like, the movie stands on its own, even after.
Yeah, but I mean, I liked it, that it's set up for a different movie. Because I thought Unbreakable was a movie that did have the potential to, do more with its characters. Yeah.
So what I was saying, though, was that I liked that the psychiatrist tells her, say his real name. Yeah. Now, that's a power that she never used to him out of respect as his doctor, right? That harkens back to a very ancient folklore idea about werewolves and lycanthropy. Is that if a werewolf, like if a lycanthrope is in wolf form and he's coming at you, if you say that person's name, like their full name, they'll revert back for a brief amount of time. And so that being the way to get the Beast to revert to Kevin, I thought was really cool because I don't know if M. Night knows that, but probably, right? I think that's... The Beast is a very werewolf-type character, right? Yeah. He's even doing that werewolf physical change, even though nothing's really changing except for posture and
veins.
And those veins. Speaking of those veins, what do you think about this movie in general, and what about the themes that you pick up on it?
I don't have any themes for it other than change can be a good thing.
Well, I like the inversion of the living up to your potential because
I
sometimes
like
it can be
living-
dangerous to live up to your
And
potential.
he did. Change
Right?
is a good thing.
Yeah.
Change is a good thing if you want to become what you want to become.
Yeah.
And he became what he became.
What
he
about
become.
what's her name? What's the actress's name?
It's Anya Taylor-Joy.
What about her?
I
What-
can't
what is-
remember her name in the movie.
What's her story? What's her arc? What does she learn?
She
What
learns,
did we learn from her story?
Well, she learns that she wants to become. Well, she doesn't really want to become anything.
Anymore,
She don't want to be a victim.
Yeah.
Because basically she's played as a victim. She knows how she has been a victim. And she knows that she's in a situation where she has to be smart. She wants to be cunning.
Does she learn something
she
at the
learns
end
more
that
for that.
there's a connection between her and the Beast?
Yeah.
There's a connection between her and Kevin?
That she needs
There's
to
not that-
rejoice.
You rejoice because you're just like me. You're
You're
broken.
just like
so
me.
you see the world right. And
You become more evolved.
yeah, I feel like that's a part of like what's going on
it's
with
an
her.
evolution.
Yeah.
It's a change. And she does change, hopefully for the better, but it's only implied. You
Yeah.
don't really get her arc to close. Because like I said before, I think that it feels like she's leaving one hell to go to another. And it's just
But I think
swapping
this
one
time
out.
she ain't
But
gonna allow it to
hopefully
happen.
this time she's gonna hopefully
Because
stop
remember,
it.
the entire time in that movie, the other young women are telling her, "We can jump on this dude. We can take care of this."
Yeah.
And she's always like, "No,
like, no.
you can't. And you find out why she's so scared.
And that
I
was
don't.
big,
I think
so-
after coming out of this, she's not scared anymore. Because when you have the face of the beast looking at you,
I would think she'd have powers of some kind because, it's being more than him just knowing that she's, suffered the kind of pain, but she also
maybe she does.
She has the potential that he has, which is why.
Wouldn't that be a cool thing to throw into glass?
Yeah.
Gosh, I hope so.
Bring
Please,
her
Glass,
back
be
and
good.
like, yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah, man.
But also just the idea that she realizes that she's just like him, and so like if the beast,
They are
if you,
like each
if you
other.
have faced the beast down and the beast looks at you in awe, what is there to be scared of now?
That's true.
Not a sexually abusive uncle. Not once you face down that.
Right.
And so I think the implication is that she's taking care of that shit tonight. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's what we're thinking about the movie. Let us know what you think about it in the comments down below. Now we're about to get to the ratings. We do 5 out of 5 possible you digs here, Jelani. What do you give Split?
Well, I mean, even a year after I've seen it, I'll give it a 5.
5. Perfect score,
I'll give it a
Jelani.
perfect score. I mean, it's one of
Wow.
Night Shyamalan's like. It's a classic now.
You think
It
it's
will
got to
be
be
a
one of his
classic.
best films? If you
It's
gave
gonna
it a 5.
it's be one of his best films.
Is it better than Sixth
I would
Sense?
also give Sixth Sense a 5 though.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. If we
Yeah.
do Sixth Sense, it's already a 5.
Well,
Because
hopefully you would rewatch it
it's
and
the-
reevaluate.
no,
That's
I've
the
seen it
point-
like
that's
more
the-
than once.
But that's the point of these.
That's true. That's true. But what I'm saying is the rewatchability. If
Yeah.
I'm willing to watch it again, like I could go now and watch Split again. It's that good.
Yeah.
Like when I saw it in the theater, in fact I did watch it again. I watched it like 2 weeks later, but I still wanted to make sure that it was good.
Yeah.
And he tells a brilliant story. He makes it. It was frightening in the theater. It had suspense. You really want that in your films. If you're gonna tell me a Hitchcock story, go ahead with it. And he made a supernatural Hitchcock story to me, and I really
And he didn't
enjoyed
do
it.
any annoying camera
Nothing.
moves in this one
Yeah.
that really distracted from the story.
He listened to
5.
his critics. In
Perfect
one part.
score.
Yeah, 5, man.
Well, it took him like 15 years to listen
Yeah.
to this clearly.
Yeah. it took a while.
Brooks, out of 5 possible you digs, what do you rank Split?
I give it 4.5.
4.5. Very close to perfect.
Yeah, it's good, but I don't think it's like
It's not quite.
the best.
Yeah,
but I mean it's really good still. I wouldn't mind watching it again. Like if someone was just like wanted to put on just randomly, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. I'd probably watch
The
it.
film's not without its flaws. It's very
Yeah,
breakable,
Yeah.
easy to split.
But it's still
I'm
enjoyable.
just kidding. All right, 4.5. Very good. Very good. Very good. I'm right there with you, 4.5. I think 4.5 is a
good.
very respectable score. I reserve 5s for like the most life-changing movies, which this is almost there. It's like 5. It's like 4.57793. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even like
We
a
don't do
low
math here.
4.5. It's a higher 4.5. I love this film. I've only seen it the once, just like Brooks. But if it's like Jelani says, and it keeps it up, and it just keeps that
Amazing.
that engagement, that level of enthrallment. Is enthrallment a word?
Enthrallment's a
Yeah.
word.
It is now. If it isn't, Because that's how language works.
Yeah.
All words are made up.
True.
All words
It's
meant
just how
nothing
you
at
use
first.
The wisdom
And
of
you
drive.
use it correctly.
I
Your
love this
context
movie.
was
I thought it
correct.
was so great. I thought it was so fun. James McAvoy is a brilliant actor. I really think M. Night Shyamalan at this point in his career has done 2 really good films and 1 decent film. And this is one of the really good films. And this, I can't believe it. Like, years of just him being the butt
Just
of
garbage.
cinematic jokes.
Just the crappening.
Good. And I think one of the best things about the movie is there's not really a twist. The twist is a tie-in,
It's a twist.
but it's not really a twist.
That's not. He had several twists actually.
But the twists were
was-
natural and
yeah.
organic, and they happened.
You felt
It wasn't
like you
oh
understood.
wait, guys, they're in modern days. They just think they're an ancient village.
Got that piece of crap.
Stupid movie.
Ugh.
And no vulnerability to water in this
Yeah.
movie. Anyway, leads me super excited to see Glass this week, right? So join us. We're going to be watching Glass this week. Join us at least on Saturday, probably very early Saturday morning, late Friday night, for our Glass movie review. That's what we've been building up to. Super excited, but first we want to know what you thought about Split. Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll be back here in just a couple of days talking about the all-new movie Glass, the final part of the trilogy. Unless it does really well and it's awesome, and hopefully they make more. There could be a Shyamalana Ding Dong universe out there, you know? Shyamalana Ding Dong.
Shyamalan.
Shyamalan. It could be all, like, you could think about it. Unbreakable,
Yeah.
The Horde, you got, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It could happen. Anyway, super pumped to check out Glass. How excited are you? Let us know. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And join us at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter at the Rockin Robbie. You can even follow the show at the PCP Show, but you'll get more goodness at the Rockin Robbie. These 2 cats not on Twitter. Brooks doesn't deal with social
I
media.
like my job.
Jelani knows that Twitter will get his ass fired somewhere. Anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. This is
Jelani Bullard.
This is
Brooks.
and a great 4.5 for an average of, and I don't want to not do this because this is one of David Hatch's favorite parts. 4.55 for an average of 4.9348784993. Wow, what a great score.
We
What do
really
you
don't do
rate?
math here.
Let us know in the comments down below. Like we said, we're the Pop Culture Philosophers. Thanks for joining the army. You dig?